We're gonna do this video. How's that feel? Sound good? Okay, let's do that. Hey, it's Friday, and that means it is time for the old Mike and Audrey show. I'm Mike.
I'm Audrey.
Good. That was smooth. Yeah. I mean, smooth enough.
Smooth enough. Yeah.
Welcome to all those people who joined us a little bit early. I had some yard work to do today, so I started the stream, or I started the channel up a little bit early so people could pop in. So hi to all those folks who joined early: Russell and Gate and Ruth.
And Russell and you have to have you always have to have that.
Yeah.
Have to.
What?
Have the names Ruth and Russell together so you can do it really hitting
hit the
R's.
And Will and Nigel showed up. Hey Nigel, how's it going? From across the pond. Willem also from far across the pond.
And Katie. Yeah. That was perfect timing. Good job. Cat cam.
This is Cat right here. And who else we got here? Sugar Turtle Tom. Y'all should go and check out Sugar Turtle Tom's YouTube channel for his Japan haul video.
I've been living vicariously through him of all the things that he got.
I know, right? But not yet. But like later, go check that out.
Yeah.
And let's see who else we have here. That's me.
Oh, you did post. Look at you.
I was in there, a little bit. Who else here? Just them chatting for a long time, which I love. Show up at we have both cats on the desk.
Oh, Nosey's here.
Hey y'all.
If you've watched any of the Twitch things, this is a big deal.
We'll get to him in a sec.
Yeah.
Tom and Raven the Light and Ruth and Dustin and our lovely mod Laura with the band hammer if it's needed, and Eric.
Okay, bye. Don't step on the foot. Okay.
And Denise and Christine and Howard, and he's gone already, and Olive Octopus and Susan and Carlotta and Carol. I did get your package, Carol. Send me an email with your address typed out if you wouldn't mind. I am not confident in like your zip code and stuff. I want to send you a little thank you card. We'll talk about that stuff here in a little bit. And Eric Linneman, hello. So, I made a list and it's over there.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I was looking at it and didn't even notice. Yeah.
So we have a lot of things, a lot of stuff like out on the internet, some stuff here in the house. So let's start with Nose Cat drama. This is all after.
He's all gone.
Yeah, he took off. But he was in here, and that was kind of cool. Yeah. So y'all last saw us on Sunday afternoon, and then I guess it was Sunday evening he started having problems, huh?
Yeah, it was like right after the live stream that we did.
Yeah, that seems right. He started having a lot of trouble walking and standing, and he was kind of like
tired.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was
a not nose.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And physical and mental. Like he was not acting himself, and he was not walking right, and
like his feet weren't. I don't know. It was scary and bad. And we figured he we're talking about nose updates. So he had been like just running around like a normal nose. Audrey's parents were here, of course, and so he'd been maybe doing more than he should have, and like he fell off the cat tree one time, and so we kind of thought just he'd hurt his back, but like he wasn't quite acting quite right, and so I was like super worried. And then
and he's done that before where he's sort of hurt himself, and so he just has to like sleep it off and sort of get back to it. And then so that's what we did. We worried on Sunday, but then we're like, well, maybe by Monday. And then Monday came, and he was pretty much the same.
Yeah, it wasn't really doing better. And so there was much worrying and, if I'm honest, like a lot of weeping on my part and that kind of stuff. Hey, Julie. And then
I talked to the vet on Monday while you were teaching. Because I didn't know if we should take him in or if it's just something that we needed to keep an eye on him just to see if he's going to get better. If it was a back, we didn't know what the situation was.
Yeah.
And so she gave a few things since we were thinking that it might have been the back. She thought maybe it could be like a stroke or a neurological thing. So she isn't sure. And basically we took all the information, and then on Tuesday, just to see how he was doing Monday night. And he was still mostly doing the same. And then on Tuesday, Mike called and was like, yeah, we're going to need to either see any of those pain management or sort of figure out we need to bring him in, basically.
Yeah.
So Mike brought him on Tuesday afternoon. And
kind of like right before the live
Yeah.
stream actually on
Yeah.
Twitch. So we were talking about it on Twitch, and like there were some long pauses in the Twitch video because I'm like talking to the vet.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, you know, he's 19 or whatever, and he's got chronic kidney disease. And, like,
that's the thing we know.
he's
He
got all
has
these-
kidney. The
yeah,
things
yeah,
that we
yeah.
know he has is chronic kidney failure, basically,
Yeah.
and a heart murmur,
Yeah.
which alters what we can do for his kidneys,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
yeah.
not great. Like if he just had kidney stuff, we could do certain things,
Yeah.
but we can't because of his heart.
Anyway, so she thought like we're gonna hold off on the fancy like shot they were thinking about giving him for his back or whatever.
Pain, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if it's that. But she found she got a new pain med for him that's probably better than what he was doing for him. And then was like, you know, I think it might be a potassium issue too. So we got that as a supplement. And she's like, you know, let me know if he's not getting better by like, you know, mid tomorrow or something like that. And so, and like ran every blood test and all the tests. So eventually we will hear back about all the things in our
We've
boy.
not heard anything about blood tests besides potassium, which we know is low, and potassium is...
Oh, they said that? You didn't tell me that.
What?
That there was a blood test for potassium that was low.
Well, you said that they ran it, and they said he was low on potassium.
Oh, is that right?
That's what you told
I don't
me.
look.
You
that was
told
days
me that.
ago.
Yeah, no.
There's been a lot of like Mike's brain just like panicking and shutting
So yeah,
down.
Mike
for last
told
week.
me that they
Okay.
said that he was low on potassium. That's the one thing that they thought that it probably was based on. That can happen in kidneys because kidney filters things out. Well, the electrolytes, sodium, potassium, calcium has one. Those are all important in your movements, your muscle, and that was likely due to his lethargy as well as his back not working right.
Not due to it, but causing it.
Causing it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I brought him home that afternoon, and he's been getting potassium supplements morning and night, and you know, he tried this new narcotic painkiller for him, and I don't know that there was a pain issue actually, because like I don't know, afternoon of Wednesday, he like perked right back up and started being very nose again, and
But yeah, it took like a full day before he was starting to act normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a supplement. It's not a miracle cure, but I know it's not instantaneous. But yeah, so we've been doing that, and he's actually been doing pretty well. I mean, he's not back to 100%, I wouldn't say. I think so. I have explained to the vet that we want nose to be as long as possible. So
and they understand, like, the noises the vets make and how happy they are. Like, they're not happy when they see him because they know he's so old at this point that it's not a good thing to see him. But they love Nose, and Nose has been going there since he was, I mean, probably at least 9. Like, so almost a decade he's been probably going there now.
Probably,
so.
I mean, we've lived in this house more than a decade, so he's been there longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's on the upswing. I really hope. We haven't heard back from his blood work and stuff, but it just hasn't gotten back yet. It's lab stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll hear about that next week. But we're gonna keep up the the potassium and that sort of thing. Keep an eye on him. But I am cautiously optimistic. So hopefully things will go okay.
The main thing is of him, how he's acting. It's not like the numbers are important, but we already know that he has kidney issues. He's eating and he's drinking, and those are the main things. Is just he has the kidney thing, which we want him to have certain foods to eat because of his kidneys are bad. But once he's not wanting to eat, we want to get him food in him anyway. So we're just like giving him any food that he wants to eat at this point. So we're always constant. You're like, no, do you want some food? You want some food? Come on, have some food. Please have some food.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the Nose update. For those of you who don't care about cat stuff. Sorry.
I'm sorry. There's not one. I'm sorry. There's 61 people right here watching or listening. If you're not watching and just listening, that's how I do a lot of things. I'm like a video thing. I just listen to
going.
They care about Mr. Nose.
All right. Well, I hope so. Because he is our best boy. So
he's the best cat ever.
Yeah. So I mean, if he keeps doing well, then I'll be able to go to Chicago. If I feel like I need to stay home, I'm just gonna. So we'll see how next week goes. I am just not gonna I'm not going to commit, like I'll eat the ticket price if I need to. So we'll see how it goes. But in any case, he seems to be doing better. Like, I mean, he jumped over here and like walked across better than he has in a while, actually. So
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it goes. All right, so that's
Nose.
that's Nose. Birthday for Ruth. When was Ruth's birthday? Did I miss it?
Oh,
Happy birthday, Ruth.
Happy birthday, Ruth.
Sorry I missed that, but happy birthday. So Nose is internationally known, and we'll keep you updated, and loved, obviously, because he's the best. Cat version of Chicken Soup vibes, do that. He doesn't care about catnip, but we'll give him hugs. But we'll give him hugs, and we'll give him we'll hope your good vibes are coming over here, and we'll keep stuffing food in him as much as we can.
That's what we're trying.
So that's the news for there.
Another bad thing, Tom's dealing with plumbing issues. Tom Worley, not the other Tom. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's never fun.
No, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. It was your husband's birthday, not mine.
I thought it was not because I remember saying happy birthday.
Oh. Happy birthday to Pierre, then.
Yeah.
All right. Other stuff from around the internet. I got some advanced pictures on a cool thing. So, this is a cool pen thing. This was sent out by our friend Jacqueline, who is over at Pilot, a big wig over at Pilot. This is a new Yukari that's coming out soon. I did a review for Yukari a while ago. I did the was it the Dorama? Is that what that's called?
Dorama?
I think that's right. It's the one with the little dolls on it.
Yeah.
This one is a bumblebee, which is pretty cute. These are not inexpensive pens. This one, the full-on retail price of it is like $2,400.
Sure.
But this is a big one. It's like Arushi and Makie and all that jazz, and limited edition artist bits. So there's the bumblebee.
That's a nice box too.
It's a good box.
Just gonna throw that box.
Right, it's got a little honeycomb thing there with like
that.
Look at the way they did the wood grain in each of those honeycombs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Was that the thing you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like the pen, but also I don't think I would have an issue with their Makie, but
Makie no, but the Arushi. Also, the Arushi probably not. You've touched my my Pilot Arushi pen and haven't had a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's not one of these. It's not as painted as this, but it's very good. But it's not the same kind of thing. But look at this very good bee. Yeah, this is the kind of Makie, and these are like little rodent bits, I think.
I think it's like supposed to be like pollen that's sort of sprinkling off his feet,
right.
is my guess.
Yeah, well, bumblebees put it all over their whole body.
Yeah.
That's the honeybees pack it on their legs.
Yeah.
Bumblebees are actually good pollinators.
I'm just saying it's like sprinkling off the feet or the bees, sort of that.
That's the thing with bumblebees. They're messy, and so that's why they're great pollinators.
Yeah.
But it's a very good bee. I'm not usually the biggest target for Makie stuff because a lot of times I think it's kind of like...
It's personal.
It's just kind of like too busy for me sometimes, but I like bees. I like this one. This is very cool.
I love and hate bees, but I like bees. I just don't want them like on me or like chasing me.
Sure.
But I love things that have bees on them, so I like this.
So that'll be coming out. It's going to be a little while before that comes out. They're announcing it like now, but it's not going to be actually available until June. So you do have some time to, save up your pennies if that's one you have to have. Allergic to bee stings, not afraid of the pen. The price, yes. The pen, no.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Is it all bee stings or they all have like different like venoms and stuff, right? So is it honeybees or is it like all bees?
I would assume it's all just in case.
Well, sure. Like you don't want to be starting with any of them, but I'm just curious.
But
like
if
how
you
that
know
works.
which one that you specifically have had reactions.
Yeah. Will Pensacci have this? I have no idea. You'll have to ask them. But all of the high end.
How many did you say?
I actually don't know the answer to that question. Okay. Sorry. I looked up how much it is. I don't know how many there were.
No, I thought maybe you had mentioned, but I don't know.
No, I didn't.
Because they don't make a ton of these.
No, I don't think so.
They take time.
It seems like they're not the kind of thing that you can't get your hands on.
Okay. The price I think helps that as well.
Yeah, Jacqueline was saying that they are all allocated to the dealers. Like they're all
set.
Yeah. And I think the street price will be lower than $240. Yeah, USD. Yeah. It's the only currency I know, so that's the one. But yeah, they're all allocated to dealers and stuff. So she's like, I can't send you one. I'm like, that's fine. I wouldn't expect you to. Yeah. So
you're like, what?
How dare?
I really expected that.
I know, right? So that's a new thing that's forthcoming. Another thing that's forthcoming, and this is actually a brand that we have like a pen from. Which is Edison. We've known the Edison folks, Brian Gray and his wife, for like a long time.
Oh yeah.
We just don't really have any Edisons in our collections for whatever reason. But they introduced this new one like 4 days ago, so beginning of the week. It's called the Jameson. It's got a big old nib. Street price and dealers still talking pens. Yeah. Usually it's like 20% less at on the from dealers and stuff like that. Maybe not because this is so limited, but possibly. So yeah, this has got the number 8 size nib. It's a big old pin with a big old nib. There's a whole video for it. Here, I'll grab the link and whoops. That's the one that doesn't delete the address you're trying to put
I've done that many times.
Yeah, so weighs 25 grams, so it's a fairly large pin, 5.5 or a little over 5 inches long. Not too bad. Section diameter 11.8 millimeters, so it's kind of a thick pen, but I mean it is a number 8 nib. So, and there are a ton of them up on their site. Price is $325, which is like not bad for one of these, I think, with the giant nibs and stuff. I mean, it's kind of high, but I mean, when you get those number 8 nibs, those are more expensive and that kind of stuff, I guess. But there's like a whole site.
I don't know how much it would cost for them to get those nibs.
Yeah, I don't have any idea. And I think those number 8 nibs are box probably. I don't think this doesn't look like a Yovo number 8, so I'm guessing it's a Bach number 8.
Or there's other third party nibs, which I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. But there's a whole bunch of them up here.
No, I'm not trying to say that I have any idea. I don't know. There's just, there's not that many options.
Yeah. So, yeah. This one is, I don't know, it doesn't have any markings at all. It's just blank except for the Edison engraving. So, yeah, I don't have any idea, actually.
Which theoretically they could do.
Yeah, right? Like,
I guess. I mean, I have no information.
I don't know why they couldn't.
Yeah.
They've got an engraving machine, so they can totally do nibs if they wanted to, I would think. And this doesn't look lasered. This looks like it's actually like engraved in.
It does.
It
does.
Laser looks different.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gold nibs. I think they're steel, but that's fine. Whatever.
I assume that.
But those pins with the number 8 nib tend to be more expensive, so I don't know. Anyway, that's available, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's a Magna Carta nib. I mean,
not sure.
I don't think they say anywhere. Maybe they say it in the video, but I actually haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you it's not a Yovo because those aren't long, they're fat. And they don't really make those.
They don't have them. The only ones they've ever, as far as I know, have ever made were gold.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So there's that one.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of Franklin-Christoph news.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
They're Magna Carta for certain. Okay.
For certain. Okay.
There you go. All right. So yeah, I know Magna Carta is kind of proud of those nibs. I haven't used one personally. I don't know, or I guess
I've tried one.
Yeah, I tried one back when he first brought them over.
Out. Yeah.
But I think they've been refined a lot there though. So Magna Carta are threaded for Bach though, so you can swap them in. Interesting. Okay. All right.
I gotcha.
All right. Franklin-Christoph news is a new ink.
You showed that. I
showed that?
No, you showed on your Twitch. I was just saying I really like that that chromatography. It looks really fun.
We'll look at this one in a sec.
Yeah.
Don't derail that.
That one's fun too. Both of these chromatographies that we're going to be showing here are fun.
So I haven't, I have filmed the video, but I've not actually edited it yet. So there will be a video on this soon, but if you want to check it out, the Bronze Age ink is, I think, a really interesting one. It's coming off just brown right now. Although I do have, this is like the worst time for my office because there's sunlight blasting in and wrecking color for my camera and stuff. But it's got a little bit of like, I don't know, yellowish, greenish kind of tint to it too.
Cool tone, walnutty sort of brown and not a warm.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right. As long as they don't do a sailor thing. No, they're definitely not going to. Release 100 inks. So this is what that chromatography looks like. So it's got a little bit of everything in it. Yeah. Which, it's kind of weird that it's so cool toned, given that it literally has yellow and orange in there. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, what's that purple? Puce? No, that's purple gray, so kind of, but I don't know, kind of a purpley color. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, I like this a lot. I've got it in 2 pens. I've been digging it. It's been pretty cool. So you can check that out over on the Franklin-Christoph site, where it's $9 1/4 for a 1 ounce bottle. So that's pretty good. You need to run early? Yeah, take care. Oh, knitting show. Wow, look at you.
Oh, that's fun.
Also in Franklin-Christoph news, they're going to post a bunch of pens tonight.
It's going to be a busy week for me. 2 weeks here. Like, it's not going to be fun.
No.
This week's not been fun. Next week is going to be not fun.
Not fun for different reasons.
And then I'm going to be
hopefully.
tired the week after from being busy next week. So,
so
I feel like I'm such a downer, but I'm just like,
yeah, I'm like, there's going to be a thing. You're like, don't buy anything.
No, it's good, but I just know that it's going to be a busy week.
Yeah.
So,
45s, right? 45s and 45 longs and that sort of thing.
And XLs.
Yeah. So all the 45 models are being retired and replaced with some new thing.
Yeah.
I think he said 7 tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eastern time.
Yeah.
I think there's an Instagram post about it too, but I haven't had a chance to see it because I've been in the yard and stuff. So, you snag a couple of days off after? Probably not. I mean, eventually, but not like the Monday after.
No, I'll be working. It's usually at least 10 days straight.
Monday through Wednesday or something. Yeah. Just because Audrey's the only one who does her job, so it makes it kind of hard to take time off.
Yeah.
So you can find those if you want to get some of those before they are gone.
And that includes some prototype, like what we have sort of thing will be up. So I haven't even, well, I mean, they've been sitting there. I just haven't looked, but yeah, there'll be a bunch of trays of those available. And the rest of the models that are going away as well will be later on at some point. It's going to depend on how the first goes, but it might be next week or the week after where we're going to have the rest of the models. So the 66 without the facets is going to be going away. The Pocket 66 is going away. The 65 is going away. The 45, 45 long, 45 XL, 46, and 46 long are all going away.
Yeah.
I think that's all of them.
And it sounded like from an email he sent earlier on out to everybody, it was like they're making some changes to them or something. But so this will be 45s, I guess, today. And then it says they'll be doing that in the near future, but don't know when. So
not exactly. Yeah.
They're getting, it says here they're getting a redesign. So that's what's.
Well, certain ones. So the 45 and 46 are, but the 65, 66 regular and Pocket 66 are going away for sure. And I don't think they're getting redesigned.
Well, it says here the 45 will getting a redesign and return later in the year in one size.
Yeah.
So, it has a list here of all the things you listed out. So.
Well, it's in my brain. I didn't need to look at it. I didn't
good
cheat.
job.
I knew.
Good job. Yeah, you did a good job. So anyway, that's going on. That'll be 7 p.m. Eastern tonight for Franklin-Christoph. So after we're done. Usually he'll send out an email about weekend stuff like right as we sign off. I'm like, but
this time I knew ahead of time so I could tell people.
Yeah. And then there's some stuff that we found in various emails and things like that is new and cool. I just happened to grab them off of Atlas here because they were all neatly in a line for me. I was lazy. Is what I did with that. So this one, which I think looked at a few weeks ago, is one that they were bringing back. Oh no, this is an Atlas exclusive.
Yeah.
This isn't. Oh, so that was like the Universe or something like this. This is called the Apex.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks like it's got a. I don't know why I had that in my head, but yeah, this is an exclusive for Atlas. Called the Apex. It's a Memento Zero size pen, which is pretty cool.
Hi, Katie.
It's a good size. I like the Grande a little bit bigger, but then I got these, Grande hands. So, but that looks very swirly and fun, sparkly. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Does it say who it's? Resin from Bob Dupross. Yeah.
150 of them.
150 of them. Yeah, and the price is I don't know how much they cost, Audrey.
They're $250.
Oh, good. I'm glad you knew.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and give you I'll give you a link to the main one because that's got Flipsy. Katie, darn it. There you go. She's standing in exactly a place where I can't see anything I need to see.
She's so good at that.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about that one?
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It looks nice. Abalone, Alga, Hawaii, Jade, Pure Vita. Okay. So none of those are that Universe or whatever that one is that's coming out. Then there's the new TWSBI that I don't think we've talked about actually on here.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, we talked about how it didn't look
like the coffee. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We looked up with the cafe with the extra F and the I've seen some more pictures of it and I think it looks pretty cool.
Several have sold out already. Wow.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
True facts. Man, maybe I should get one if I'm gonna get one, I guess. But yeah, this is kind of I don't know. It's a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, which I think is good. And I really like the bronze trim.
Yeah.
I think it looks good on both the pens
Well,
I've used it on.
You don't have to get it. You don't really like it as much, so. Which is fine.
Yeah, it's true.
Not all of them have to be for you.
It's true. They don't all have to be for me.
No.
I am a coffee person, and I do like TWSBIs, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not like, it's not, I don't know. It's one I don't feel like I have to have, which, maybe I should just skip it. I probably should skip it.
Okay.
I should, just not get everything I want to get. But yeah, this one's available in at least some sizes. Definitely other sites will have more as well. I don't know how limited this is. It might not really be limited anyway. It might just be a first drop. They don't say. So, who knows?
Yeah.
There might very well be more of them. So, choose looks nice if you don't like the nib. Oh, really? Huh, well, I mean, I don't like this. I don't really like their stubs. It's not really my jam. But I like TWSBI nibs pretty well, and they're great with shimmer inks.
I find you have to open them up.
The 1.1s?
To really have them flow really. Like, you have to do some tuning to them and open them up to make them the way I like them personally.
Yeah.
So if you don't have somebody that's doing that, I can see it's not.
Well, other people generally will say that they're like that stubs are really wet, and I don't usually find that, especially not with these. These always feel dry to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number 5 stubs always feel dry. It's just kind of, But just found your Yums box. Oh, good. That's an interesting box. It's an interesting box. I will say that I gave some of the stuff that Audrey and I didn't care for to our good friend Chris, and he was like, "I love this," and so he might buy more. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Actually, let me see if he ever replied to that. I don't know if he did. He might have. Let's see if he's gonna buy more.
Some people are sad about different pens that are going from FC and what's being redesigned on them. I don't know exactly. I know we'll be having a new pen. That's not one, like a new pen coming at some point. I don't know. I've seen one, but like production is not like fully gone, so I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But I'm not sure exactly what is going to change on that. But it is.
It'll probably be a fine change. I think he does. I think he makes good changes when he makes changes to pens, frankly. Franklin does pretty good at that. Well, the Cafe Indigo Blue, which are on a diet. Yeah, the Indigo and Bronze, I think, is an outstanding looking pen. That was an instant buy for me.
That was really nice.
The fungus flavored ones. Yeah, so the only one I would really warn you about, I guess, is the mushroom long chips. They are intensely mushroomy, and I am just not really a mushroom fan, and so they were really. That was a challenging eat.
We all disliked it a lot.
Yeah. Losie's a master at pausing any stream you're watching or muting sound and turning off Wi-Fi. Wow.
The Wi-Fi thing's interesting.
She sped up a podcast. How'd she even do that? I've just got this cat just lounging here, taking up the whole desk.
I could see like pressing down on one side to like fast make it go. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Pretty impressive. You'll offer to Pierre. I mean, look, if you like mushrooms, you'll like them. My friend Chris ate the whole thing during game night.
And liked them.
So.
Yeah.
And he liked me. He's like, can't believe you didn't like these. I'm like, I don't want any of those.
Yeah. Becky liked them enough. So.
There you go. Oh, cat butt cam, really. I can't get them. You ranked them highly? Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I thought Becky had like them second or third, maybe.
There we go. There's Katie's face. But yeah, I need a wider angle.
Yeah, you were in the way. I couldn't really wave there.
And then one that I have seen and do want is this one. So this is the Diplomat Arrow brass. Oh, it's called brass stripes here. Interesting. I've seen it called different things in different places.
Yeah, that's one of those things again.
Yeah, it's definitely made of brass. It definitely has stripes.
Only one nib left here.
Goodness. Wow. I don't think this is limited, so I mean, if we don't get this one yet, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think they'll make more. But these are brass bodied, so they're going to be heavier than your usual arrow. That's
the thing. I think it looks really nice, but I know it's going to be too heavy for me.
Yeah, it weighs a little bit more than the flame one, which is solid steel. So this is solid brass, weighs a bit. But what they do with this is they force a patina on it, and then they stop the oxidation, and then they put a coat of lacquer over it so it doesn't do any more. So it'll stay as it is when you get it, which is nice. I like that. They did the same thing with the flame one, which is like burned. Because I was a little worried about that rubbing off because famously, and maybe infamously, the Kaweco Lilliputs and those, like, they don't lacquer the outside. And so just with use, you just rub off that flame bluing. And disappointing.
That's why you like the why you probably get it.
Yeah. Tactical pen, mugger deterrent, window breaker. I bet you could break a window with it. It wouldn't be very comfortable to do it because of the shape, but you probably could.
The original ones are not light, even.
Original what? The original arrow?
Yeah.
I think the arrow's light. Okay.
I don't consider it light. I consider it, I mean, it's not heavy, but it's, you know.
Do I have one handy?
I'm shocked if you don't have 15 of them.
Well, this one I've been cleaning some pens, so I may
well.
only have this one inked at the moment. Yeah, I've actually only got one, and it is the heavy one. So this is the flame blade one, Diplomat arrow flame.
And it's gonna be similar to that, probably.
You mean in weight?
Yeah.
Yeah. It weighs pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's a no from me.
Okay,
That's gonna be too heavy.
Take the cap off. It'll weigh half as much.
Nope.
Okay.
And this spot where it's heavy is in the back, and I don't know. No.
Well, I mean, when you have it on the paper, it's down here. I mean, you know.
It's sitting right there for me, so it's a.
So for me, like a heavy pen like this just kind of presses itself into the table, and that's fine.
And if it's a note taker, fine, but
if you cap it, if you post it rather, I don't think I would do that necessarily. This makes it kind of heavy, but unposted. Like the thing about it is they have a pretty sharp taper toward the back, and so like a lot of the way it's actually right here, which is I think fine, but it's definitely heavy and it's not going to be for everybody. So Low Put Flame looks awful. It's been in a pin case for a very long time. Flame is gone. I mean, you could polish it. If you polish it, you're going to end up with steel. But then I guess you could just burn it again. I mean,
I don't know.
They literally do that with a torch.
Safety. Then maybe you could reflame it for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, just don't, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Beefy Mitts is a
He
good
says
station.
the regular red arrow seems heavy to her, so. Yeah.
Okay, well, if that one seems heavy, you're not going to like the weight of this
one.
one.
I'm not saying it's heavy, but if I'm trying like my FC pens and stuff, it's going to feel heavy compared to like just regular,
Yeah, it's not acrylic. It's
just
metal.
acrylic, so yeah.
The usual ones are aluminum, so they're a lot lighter than the brass.
Yeah,
but,
they are.
But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they've only got one of these left, but
yeah, it's pretty. It looks classy, and I like the stripe-ish look.
Yeah, I'll probably end up getting one. Frankly, I'll probably end up getting one. I don't have to get it now, like I said, but I do want one. Also, I really like their lacquer ones. In talking to Yafa, I think the lacquer ones are going to be much more common. Yeah. They just kind of like have hit the sort of wall with anodized aluminum because you can only do so many colors and like every batch is a little different and there's like we kind of want them to all be the same. But lacquer gives you pretty well infinite options. So they have a white and a blue lacquer so far. Those both look beautiful, and so I'm certain there will be more. So
the heft is not a deterrent for lots of other people. I'm just saying, there are lots of people who like heavier pens, so this is definitely one that you should consider.
Yeah, I mean it's also more expensive than the regular arrows because it's brass and that sort of thing.
What they have to do with it. Yeah.
There also will be coming next week a new, and I don't have this pulled up yet. I don't have like official pictures or anything, but well, I guess I have official ones on Instagram because that's how that works. But it's tactile turn seasonal time again. And they've started teasing them with these top 3 pictures here. So it's definitely going to be green. Looks like it's going to be green on green at the front. So dark green and light green at least.
It looked dark, just dark before in the pictures you showed me. No, okay. I thought it was black or something.
Oh no, it's like a dark green. And they showed the top, and so the clip is going to be brown. Looks like the button or whatever is going to be white.
What do you think it is?
What, the clip?
Yeah, no. What do you think the aesthetic? Like, what's the theme?
I mean, it's gonna be plants.
It's just a plant, so it's not like a specific thing. It's just gonna be plants.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a spring one, so it's gonna be like springtime growing plants or something.
Okay. Yeah.
They're doing this in bolt and side click, both slim and regular styles. Also, the 5 different lengths of those pens, which is wild. So there's a lot of them. I thought I was just wearing a fur hat all of a sudden. No, it's Katie. I don't know what the clip's gonna look like. It could look like leaves, it could be branches, it could be roots. I'm kind of thinking it's gonna be roots.
Okay.
So it'll look like.
Okay.
So like I don't know, like the clip ought to be like turned upside down, so we have roots growing down, and then like a light green stem and then a dark green top. Yeah, like up from the back of the
And
pen,
that's
maybe?
like sort of like the bud or whatever, like a
Maybe.
leaf coming out or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. I do have one on the way for me, so I will be able to show them to you next week. I think that
Gotcha.
drops on. Oh yeah, it says drops April 30th at noon. So what is the 30th? Is that Tuesday or something? Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday at noon. Oh, cool. Well, I'll be on live stream at that point if all goes well. So I mean, we can look at it then. Neat. So yeah, don't know what it's gonna look like, but I think it's gonna be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, into it. I went ahead and got a slim bolt action because I didn't even know that was a thing. So I went ahead and got one.
Oh, there you go. Gotta have one of each, right?
Yeah. Now I'll only be lacking the mini size. I don't have any of the mini sized ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I should have gotten the golf one in the mini size. That would have been funny, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyone know if Platinum has UEF or a Pilot PO nib? If Platinum UEF or if the PO nib has a finer line. I think probably the goodness hiccup. I think probably the UEF is finer, but I think the PO feels better to write with. The UEF
Probably that might be true. Yeah.
I think that's right. Like the
The
UEF
PO is very fine for sure, but yeah, I don't find it scratchy at all.
it's very fine, but I can write with it.
Yeah.
Whereas the UEF, I can't really write with it.
Yeah.
Just because it's too fine.
Eric, well, so Carol says the PO is finer, and
Oh, really?
Eric has both.
Says both.
The
It says
UEF.
UEF. Well, I think Carol has both too. So
It could just depend on the ink and paper, of
That's
course,
true.
like any of those things. But and every nib is a little different because nothing's perfect. But
Yeah, I think both of those are like custom done though. Like they're not. Yeah, I think that there's somebody doing those.
Actually,
Those
yeah.
are
Mhm.
those are so specialty that I think it's
Mhm.
got to be individually done. So yeah, it could be that.
No, they both have both. Yeah, so it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? I bet they're probably about the same.
Would you say they're are they close at least to
Yeah.
ones that have both of them? And if they're pretty close, then
Yeah, Pilot's
probably
stiffer, the Platinum's softer.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
sometimes not an easy question. Like it's going to be a matter of like tiny degrees, I think, between those.
Probably.
So I don't know. Flip a coin.
Yeah.
Like if you want it to be smoother, I'd go PO. If you don't mind a little bit of feedback, I'd go Platinum maybe.
And aesthetic of the pen that
True.
you want, of course.
It
but-
might also be that since the Platinum is a little bit softer, it will tend to like catch on the fibers
That's
a little bit
very
more,
well
and so like it
true.
feels scratchier than it
Uh-huh.
actually is.
Yep.
Like if you
No,
put
that
pressure on it.
totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as bad as a Sailor 0.1. Yeah, that one, I cannot remember the name of it. It started with an S, and it was stupid fine. Yeah, Sailor made
What
a
is it?
0.1
Really?
millimeter. Yeah, they don't make it anymore. It was one of their
And
specialty
a nib
nibs.
or just like
Nibs.
a. Huh.
Yeah, it was wildly fine.
I don't even know that one, huh?
Too much. Andy, if you could reflame your LiPo with a kitchen match. I don't know about a match. Maybe. I mean, a kitchen torch, I think, would do it.
torch.
Sabi Togi, that's what it is. That sounds right to me.
Ah,
Yeah, those were
okay.
incredibly fine. Yeah. I couldn't even try to use them. Yeah,
A Bunsen burner would be perfect as well.
yeah probably. Yeah. I
Just
bet
get-
they're probably done with like a Bunsen burner or something.
Just get one on Amazon. Get a Bunsen burner. It'd be fun.
Bunsen burner, you have to have like a gas hookup. Just get like a little kitchen torch, like you make a flame,
Yeah, get a cheap
a
one of
creme
those.
brulee, a flame brulee with a
Yeah.
flame. Right?
If you can find a reason to
Yeah.
have one.
You have when it's almost unusable. Yeah, I bet the Savvy Tokens are too small. Yeah, no, she full on lounges. That's what she does. That's Katie's vibe. Full on lounge style. Yep. She's trying to get some purrs.
I'm trying to get the purse.
So Jake comes with a tool to clean the nib from fibers.
I'm
believe it.
sure is this the tool just to shim? Basically, I mean,
I forget. I think I've seen that actually. Maybe you let 3 matches at once. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, look, give it a try. You're not going to melt it with a kitchen match, so you're not going to hurt it, right?
Yeah.
It's steel, so.
Yeah.
This is also coming out at the Chicago Pin Show. We talked about this a little bit last week, but I hadn't done a review page for it. But this is Papier Plume's Faceless Lady.
Oh.
The ladies. Yeah. Nice shimmer, good verdigris kind of look.
Yeah, I like the chromatography on this one, but I see in the FC one, I think I might like that one even more. But those are both satisfying. Sometimes it's just like blue, and it just sort of is blue. Yeah, it's fine, but
Look, I really like this ink, but that's not a very entertaining chromatography.
yeah.
It's a great ink, not very entertaining chromatography. That one, a little better.
Ruth wants to know the story behind the name.
What name?
Probably the faceless lady.
Oh. Well, that's, I do actually have a thing up for that.
Yep, you talked about that.
Right there.
No, you actually kept it up.
I know, that's what I said. I had a thing up for it. So the faceless lady is this statue on top of the Chicago Board of Trade building in Chicago, obviously. And it just doesn't have a face. It's the statue of Ceres up there.
The Roman goddess of agriculture.
There you go. But at the time, the artist was like, yeah, nobody's going to be able to see this because it's way too tall. This building is crazy tall. Nobody's ever going to see it.
Nothing's ever going to be this big
so just
or
didn't
tall.
didn't bother to do a face. So it's the faceless lady. Now everything around it is taller, so you can totally see it. But I actually kept this up because this picture is amazing. This is the guy who did the statue. And like, how dope is this photo? I don't have a single photo literally ever taken of me that will ever look this cool.
Same, yeah.
It never has, never will. This guy's like,
yeah,
with his cane.
It's all jaunty.
Yeah, it's dope. I kept this up because I'm gonna work those pictures into the review video.
Yeah,
so.
new jacket and hat combo. My lady.
My lady. He's taking this coat off like on a majestic swirl and putting it over a puddle for a lady or something.
Everyone we dig his vibe. You know?
Dig his vibe. Guy's got vibes, man. Yeah, for sure. There's that. Oh, this. Did I tell you about this?
No.
So Audrey was not there when we were talking about this on our Twitch stream, but my dad was texting me on his way back up north.
Yeah.
He came down south. He got a dog. Dad got a new dog. We'll probably hear more about Arlo the dog soon. Yeah. But a car in front of him had this sticker on the back of it, and he thought it was hilarious. And he was just like stuck in traffic on the loop in DC, and so he sent me a picture.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not moving, so here's a picture. And he loved it, and I was like, "That's great!" And a bunch of people in the chat were like, "Oh yeah, no, we totally have this on our cars." And so they sent me to this, and it's from We Rate Dogs. I had no idea. So you can get all kinds of "Tell Your Dog I Said Hi" merch, and I'm probably gonna. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I would like to tell all dogs hi.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. Sculpture deserves an ink of his own. Yeah, maybe. I don't know anything about him. Like maybe he was a horrible person. I don't know. I want to find out before I like make an ink for him. Also from that stream,
right? I mean, at that time, you just don't know.
Who knows, right? Girl used to say Al Capone was a good family man. Mom would never quote her. I think just too trade to the joke. Yikes. Yeah, there's a bar called Series in Chicago. Oh, really? How about that? Drinks are cheap, and your G&T was a can of Schweppes tonic with an entire glass of gin.
Shit on her. Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Cicada.
These cicadas here, cicadas, are look at this very good cicada art.
Yeah.
So we were talking about cicadas. I think there's other ones actually too. Yeah, look at all these awesome cicada arts that are on this page here.
Have you watched the new Cleo Longlegs about the cicadas?
No, I haven't.
Let's just watch it together on here.
Right.
Can we do that?
Probably can.
We get in trouble?
No. It's not monetized. What are they going to do? So yeah, these are great. Wow, there's so many.
There's so many. Wow.
So many. So much good cicada art. Oh, look at this one. These are all great. Like, I want to buy all of them. The one I mean, this is great. Look at this. I want a tattoo of that. Just give me this. Give me this as a tattoo, right?
Wow.
But yeah.
If you do want a cicada tattoo, but that's not that, but more like one. I have an artist that I think that you would really like to do that because they do mostly like insects and stuff.
You can get it as a metal sign. You can get it in so many things: note cards, mini canvases, art prints, all the postcards. I'm at least gonna get some postcards. But I kind of want, I like this a lot. And so we were talking about that on the stream about like, oh, you're going to be in the cicada invasion. I'm like, oh, maybe.
I think we are.
You know what? Actually, we are absolutely not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, not to like dox ourselves, but we are right here in this area of absolutely zero cicada action.
Wow.
So this is areas where
not either, huh?
No, these are just dead zones. Just absolutely nothing. We're in Alamance County in this area, and there's just nothing here.
Yeah.
Just nothing. So
where's that airport? I have never seen the airport.
Burlington Allison Regional. I mean, it's like a little.
It has to. Well,
I don't even know where it is.
No idea where it is. Yeah.
It's not that. It was very regional, I guess. Yeah. But if you're over here, get ready for cicada action because this is where like all these annual broods are. But where we are, absolutely nothing. Maybe there will accidentally be some out here. I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears open.
I'm sure there are gonna be some.
I've still got my cicada app, so if that and that's I think where a lot of this data comes from. So when you click on these, like some of them are like, density, presence, if whether they like which kind they
fun.
are, when they were recorded, all kinds of stuff. And you like see which broods. And then these are ones that are like, oh yeah, I think there's a cicada here, and they're like, nah, like they went and checked and there's no cicadas. So
Oh, yeah, it's the Dogwood Festival this weekend.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I was
yesterday.
just reminded again.
Yeah. So anyway, no cicadas for us, unfortunately.
That's too bad.
Enjoy the next outburst. Yeah, maybe. Downers Grove cicadas drowned out your Toro Power lawnmower. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's the sound of the summer because it's. Look, I'll look it up on here. You don't have to have it on there. You just gotta give me a second to do it.
I love this dog, and I don't know if we've shown it before, but if we haven't, we should because it's hilarious.
I'm sure
it's
we
the
have.
newest one.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay. Probably don't migrate much, only live in 30 days. Yeah, they don't fly very far away generally. They're kind of.
I wonder how loud it's gonna be.
For us, nothing. We will not hear anything.
Well, here's some. But don't say we're gonna have
so
zero.
we'll hear the regular ones. There'll be like one or two around.
Yeah,
but it
we'll
won't
have
be a
to
big
go
deal.
into an area that has lots of them and sort of.
Yeah, let Scraggle eat a bunch of them. Yeah.
I hear they're delicious.
Yeah, apparently they
Good
are.
for you. Protein.
Yeah, apparently they're just like solid protein because they spend 17 years just packing protein.
Yeah.
Just underground, just eating, I don't know, dirt or whatever. I don't know what they do.
Soil nutrients.
Something like
micro
that.
and macronutrients.
Just hanging out down there. Then they burst forth and scream in
terror,
lust. I guess is really all they're doing. So yeah, I don't know. I like cicadas. I think they're fun, but they are loud for sure.
Yeah, they are.
No cicadas in Colorado, which you've seen 2 hummingbirds. That's cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, nice. All right, we'll watch some Cleo Longlegs for Audrey. So here's I got to turn on the audio here.
This is the pair of dogs. Cleo is the one on the right there. That is the Silken Windhound, and then Abby is the bigger one, who is a Borzoi. Just so you know, the one we're gonna be watching is Abby the Borzoi.
All right, you ready?
She's giving advice. Yeah.
Very real advice column where a noodle horse who is nervous about everything and has never had a boyfriend gives you life and relationship advice. Let's begin. Dear Abby, my husband puts ranch on everything that I make. What do I do?
I have seen this one.
Divorce him. Dear Abby, what do I do if my partner is so comfy with me that he grabs me with his feet and I hate feet? Abby does not see the problem here. She loves feet. She thinks that you should hold his feet with your feet. You're welcome. Dear Abby, how do I show others the better side of myself? Turn over. Dear Abby, what do I do if he leaves the room when I cry? Easy. Burn the house down. Dear Abby, my neighbor watches 24-hour news way too loud. What should I do? Your neighbors are gonna be there for like ever. So Abby thinks it's important that you really try to amend the relationship and cut their cable. Just a snip. Dear Abby, I have a crush on this guy and he also follows this account. Should I tell him? Abby says she'll tell him. It might go over better if it comes from her. Better yet, marry him. Both have great taste. You have Abby's blessing. You may now kiss the snoot. Dear Abby, should I worry about the cicadas? I feel like there's going to be too many cicadas. He has never met a cicada. Abby had 99 worries and cicadas were not one, but now they are. Now they are. Dear Abby, my boyfriend doesn't like you. Should I leave him? Abby's unbiased opinion is yes, absolutely. Welcome to Ask Abby, a very real advice column. Where
now Abby's scared.
I don't know why there wasn't
She's
audio just
scared.
coming from the desktop, but anyway. Yeah, I was like, I don't even remember this being about cicadas.
It was cicadas in it.
It was like the
now
very
scared.
last one was about cicadas.
Whatever. It's
Anyway.
still worth it to listen to the rest of them because they're awesome. And
Anyway, y'all go watch Cleo Longlegs on Instagram. It's worth signing up for Instagram or just going to the website or something because darn, that's a good account. The narration that this woman does is fantastic.
I wish she could have narrated our wedding.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Raven the Light has a question about nibmeisters. Can they make a fine write like a medium? If they can, who would you recommend? Going bigger is not easy.
I mean, you can't make more tipping if there's not more tipping, but you can open the flow to have more ink come out, which will make it think that it's more broad than it was.
You could make it like you could flatten it out like a stub, and that would make it slightly broader. It's not going to be a medium, but it will be broader.
The broadest. I mean, you're just changing that. You're just changing the one side and keeping the others pretty much the same. Like the width is always going to be the width.
If you flatten the bottom, because like if it's a ball, you're only writing with the tip of the bottom of the ball, right? If you make it flat or like italic.
It depends on how you write, really.
Yeah.
And it depends on the shape of the nib too. Because sometimes, I mean, Yovos, I've seen thousands of them. They're all over the place in terms of shape. So certain sizes are better to grind to. So it lots of factors, but more often it's opening up the flow and
like make it wetter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not. It's way easier to make things smaller than it is to make them bigger because you can't really just add tipping like that. Yeah. Like you might be able. They might be able to make it a little bit bigger, but like not much, and it's going to be hard limited by what tipping is there.
Yeah.
And like what the shape of the nib action is.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of.
But you can always ask.
Yeah, you can always ask.
And it will depend on. We'll see what they think about it.
Yeah, I mean, our favorite nib grinders in the U.S. are, I mean,
Miracle Workers often, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, Gina at Custom Nib Studios, great. Mark Backus, the nib grinder is great.
Yeah.
JJ Lax is great.
It's just a little dry. Then they can work on.
Oh,
they can do lots of things.
Yeah,
make it juicier and more.
Yeah. Damien, who's sometimes in here. All in the nib. All in the nib.
Yeah.
Those are all Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk's there.
Yeah. Matthew Chen.
Yeah. There's lots of them.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. But yeah, they can definitely make it wetter. Like that's. I had Audrey fix a nib like that for me today.
You can try and make things drier. It's not as fun or good. You know.
It's easier to make things finer and also wetter. Yeah. It's hard to make things bigger and also drier. Yeah. So although drier is easier than whiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dryer is kind of a pain in the butt, but so there you go. But yeah, no, you can make it.
But if you have a Visconti, that's a little that's definitely.
If it's only a little dry, you could just try using a really wet ink in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to solve it for all the inks you might want to use, but you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, things that are super wet are
use an Aurora Black in there.
Yeah, Aurora Black is a famously wet one. The new line of the new version of Private Reserve, all those are very wet. And there are a lot of colors in that one too. What else is usually wet?
Not wet, but like Orochizuku
like which
is
ones
like
are wet?
replicated, you know, that they flow well.
Yeah. I mean, there are others that are. What others are pretty wet? I don't know. I'm blanking right now.
Like certain individual ones are wetter.
Yeah.
But White Lightning is what the Venice has.
Yeah, what Venice has White Lightning. Also Kodak Photo Flow is the other one.
Does Birmingham have their version of one? Or they have other things, but I don't know if they have one that's a wet ink.
They have dilutants, but I don't know if they have a wetter.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat will know more about Birmingham.
Yeah.
Birmingham inks to be pretty wet. It really depends which one. Some of them are very dry. Some of them are extremely wet. So those vary across the line. So I had an FC Model 2 that seemed to run dry after about half a page, and Baltimore Scott opened the feed for you. Made a lot of difference. Yeah. Yep. You can do that. I don't know if I can endorse Dan Smith at the moment. There's been too much stuff on the internet about like people sending pins to him and not like hearing back for a very, very long time, if at all. And I'm like, I don't know. So like I proceed with caution. I don't know. I haven't seen that guy at a show in years. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen too many reports of that to like be super comfortable with it, you know. FPR has a new version of White Lightning they call anti-railroading solution. Okay. All right.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
So
this cat's licking my hand. She loves lotion.
Oh yeah. Do you put lotion on your hand?
I did a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of ink, somebody was asking me on Slack or someplace about whether or not FC was going to bring ink to the Chicago show. And I said, no, I said unlikely because I didn't think it was likely because
that's probably why I would say unlikely.
We're flying instead of driving. So flying with ink is not always the best thing to do because we have done that and it has leaked some. So you have to be careful. But I think Scott said he was going to try and ship some next week ahead. So we might. So we might have some of the Bronze Age that we showed before. And I almost said Atlanta and Chicago. So you don't have to deal with, ordering and just if you just want the one thing, having to pay for shipping, etc. So I almost forgot, and I just wanted to mention that.
The bottle looks like, by the way. So yeah, they might have some. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Scott had blue fingers the rest of the day. I've got mildly blue fingers now.
I have a tiny bit. This is from your pen.
That ink is really...
you gave me a pen that had ink that really wants to stick around.
My fingers were completely blue, so it actually did a pretty good job. It's only a little bit blue now. But also I have, mowed the yard and taken a shower and washed my hands a few times since then. But, this blue, this is...
Oh, it's that one. Okay. Yeah.
This one, which is Linen Toolbars Want.
Katie's throwing... The void of Katie is throwing the lighting off.
It is. It's like, we need to brighten it up hard. This is a really nice blue. It is also very good at sticking to fingers. So I've been having a little bit of trouble with my Kaweco piston filler. That's this one. Did I have this last week?
Yes, we talked about it. You didn't fill it, but you showed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been having a little trouble with this one. Just the nib that came with it didn't want to write. Sometimes you get a nib that you can see light through the tines, but then at the tip it's just smashed together.
It just is way too tight.
Is that what this one was like?
Yeah, I think so. It was just tight.
So I had some problems with that, and so I actually took some time and took it apart a few times because there were questions about whether you could trade the nibs out with regular, the regular Kaweco Sports and that sort of thing. And the answer is I don't know. So I do know that the feed in here looks very different from the feed in standard Kaweco Sports. Yeah. I don't actually have any of the metal sports, so I don't have any of the nib units to unscrew. Yeah. I think they look different. I think I saw a picture of them online that they're different. And that's just another thing they had to change for this pen. So anyway, I took that out. The feed in here is much shorter than the usual one. The nibs, though, looked the same as the nibs that I have for my regular Kaweco Sports, just the regular Sports. Yeah. But I had an extra sport nib from ages ago. Yeah. I was like, oh, well, I'll just trade the nib. That's a thing I should do. And when I did that, ink was just falling out of the pen. So I'm thinking that the nib is not quite the right size and it's just letting way too much air in. So I don't know if they're interchangeable. I'm going to try to find contact information for Kaweco proper and see if I can get some direct info.
Yulei said no, you need another nib for them.
Yeah. It's a different nib unit. I know that, so that's the thing. I know the nib unit is different. The nib, the collar is different. The feed is different, but I didn't know if the nib was actually different. And I haven't been able to find anything specifically about the actual nib.
Did you pull it and then put the other one? And then it's still always.
And that's when it was falling out.
Interesting.
There's no other way to do it because I don't have any of these. I don't have any nib units. Okay. Because you can buy just loose Kaweco nibs, but they usually are either just a nib or they'll give you a section. You'll buy the whole section. Yeah. And so the one I have is just a whole section from my very first. Any hoozle. So I kind of think that it might be a whole different nib. Check Goulet for the nib and section. They have them for the piston because I haven't been able to find that. Let's see if I can find it. Katie's tail is in between my fingers and the keyboard. Okay. So there are some. All right. You can actually just buy the whole thing. That's cool. Huh. I haven't seen that on other sites. So Kaweco Piston Sport Steel nib unit. Good.
That's cheap.
Yeah. And $17 is not bad. So good. Because you can get them in fine and medium right now. Everything else is out of stock. Yeah. Hey, should I join their newsletter and get free ink? Not today? Okay. Wow. You can get fine and medium. Apparently, the rest of them are out of stock. All right, interesting. So, good. That's a place you can get it.
Is it still working? Have you tried it lately?
I don't know. We'll give it a try here in a sec. I think it might be. I think it's a whole different nib. Oh. Which is weird because I took the two nibs, the regular Sport and the piston one, and I've just put them on top of each other, and they do fit together. But it's apparently this one's got to be just slightly narrower, I think, or just slightly more curved, Yeah. Because it's just letting in too much air.
Apparently, is a whole new nib and feed.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole new feed, definitely a whole
Yeah.
new section, but I wasn't sure about the nibs. So,
Yeah.
and oftentimes like retailers and such will say like, yeah, you have to buy the whole thing because they don't want to sell just a nib because not
Yeah.
everybody is like going to trade out just a nib, you know?
Yeah.
So retailers are often more cautious about that. So,
Yeah. Sure.
anyway, there you go. These nib units are not compatible with cartridge converter Kaweco Sports. Yeah, that's for sure true.
It's a good thing that they put that on there. That would be the first or last time anyone would do that.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, I mean, part of that is just like going to be the back of this. So if you look at nib units that are made for like eyedropper pens and that sort of thing, they will be very different from ones that are made for a cartridge or a converter. Because like you don't want to have that housing around them that you would put that nipple thing. Like you don't need that. Like you want the back to be different.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's all about the glug and how like ink trades air.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's the update on that. I had an issue with it. Let's see if it writes. All right, Katie. She's taking up the whole area here. But
sure is.
Give it a shot here. Jet Pens has Kaweco nib units for sale. Are they the ones for this, or because I don't know?
Man,
I don't know, man. Like it was writing. Yeah, now it's fine. I think it was just drying out a little bit. There is no what do you call it? Inner cap on these.
so that's not gonna help.
Yeah, there's no inner cap on these, and I don't love that. I wish that. Well, don't do that. It's probably just dried out a little bit. It was flowing fine once it started going.
No.
Now you got ink on your fingers. It's
So?
never gonna come off.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels fine. It felt fine once it started writing before.
I just opened it.
Yeah, I just had to like press on it a little bit to get it going before, and now it's fine. So, all right. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I do really wish there was an inner cap on here. I thought there was, but you can just unscrew this finial.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
And then it's just a hole. So they should have put an inner cap in there. Or maybe I'll put a little silicone grease on the threads up here. Because that'll probably stop air from getting in pretty good, right? I would think so. I don't care if... I think that'd probably be safe to do.
Is it like, how much space is in the cap, too?
I mean, it's not going to be a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's just see. Whoop. Yeah, there's not that much space. You can see the nib is right there at the edge.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that's the issue. I think maybe just air is getting in there, you know? But oftentimes you'll see, and actually like all the other Kawecos, the Kaweco Sports have an inner cap in them.
Oh.
You can see it through the...
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they should have. Piston Sports arriving in a couple of days. I hope that's good. Ink never comes off fingers. Obvious fix. Remove fingers. That's right.
Definitely.
That's right. This is the same with the feeds and housing is different. You know, I thought that too, Dustin, but I don't think that's actually the case because it definitely had a big air leak and it was definitely like seated and all that jazz. So
this cat really wants to play with this.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite the same. They're similar, but not the same. Put your hand above me. Why not cuddle me instead? I know, right?
Ooh, my stomach is ground. It is definitely after 6.
Oh, not especially for the piston pen. Yeah, if they're not for the piston pen, they're not going to work. So don't buy those. You're going to want to get the ones for the piston pen. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some ink remover stuff that works pretty darn well, but it couldn't get all of it off. Or at least, I mean, probably if I'd given it more time. More time and effort, I probably could have. But anywho.
I can continue to play with it. That's the great thing about having a nib person.
Yeah. I've heard for years that Kawecos are like notoriously inconsistent with like a lot of people get bad nibs. But also I have to say I've never had a bad nib from Kaweco until this one. This is the first time I've had a troublesome nib.
Well, all the rest of them are great. You have a million of theirs either, though. You have some.
I've got more sports than you might think. I've got more sports than I think. I've got I've probably got fewer than 10, but like I always think of like, oh yeah, I've got a couple, but I've actually got a bunch. So, and I've used a bunch of other Kawecos, like the originals, and I've got a Lilliput, and I've used Supras. I've used a bunch. I've never really had a bad nib. So this is my first one. But fortunately, I do have an in-house person. So
Becky says, hot tip for the Chicago show. Angela says she will have cute pen socks for sale.
In case I forget all my socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have done that before.
Lava soap is good for removing ink.
Lava soap's pretty good. And everything else. Yeah, lava soap will remove all the things that are in the way.
Yep.
Yeah, we use this stuff from Deb Stocco.
The Stocco is where it's at. Gotta get
pretty
that
good.
Deb Stocco.
Yeah, or if you got like a, I don't know, industrial parts cleaner, like that probably work too. But
Mike Masayama came up to me after the Atlanta show and needed some Stocco action.
nice.
You know what was up. He knew where to get that Stocco action.
First ever Kaweco nib unit was bad, and it's tainted you forever. Yeah, I mean that sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that, you know.
Yeah.
Those are Kawecos, and the fine nibs are kind of inconsistent. I had pretty good luck with the mediums and broads. Yeah, these I've got a mix of like fines and mediums, and I've got a couple of broads. I've probably even got a double broad. I've definitely got a double broad.
I have a double broad, which is more like a broad, to be fair.
Oh really?
It's not that double broad.
So I have a double broad around here somewhere that's very double broad, like too big, like marker
Really?
big. Yeah.
Huh.
But they get their nibs made by like all the companies. So they're officially, I think, Schmidt or something like that. But, well, are they? I guess they're officially Kaweco.
Yeah.
But they're made by Schmidt and Yovo and Bach and who knows who else. They just like ship their own dyes to companies because Kaweco's big. So yeah, I don't know. I wish that they were more consistent. Especially when it's a $175 pen. Like that's not
yeah, it's not
inexpensive.
Yeah, not like one of those small sports that's plastic.
Yeah, it's not a $20 pen.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a $20 pen to write too.
Any pen you get, you want it to work perfectly.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure.
So I've been lucky. I just finally hit that. Of course, I also used to only get bad pilot nibs. So like, your luck may vary.
And now you love pilots. So.
I love pilots. I have so many and they're all great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the stuff that Carol sent.
Yeah, so many things.
I know. Carol sent so many things.
I thought it was just one thing, and it was more than one thing.
It's more than one thing. So the first thing is this little tiny baby pen.
Look at this baby pen.
So Audrey got one of these at Atlanta, and so did a few other people.
Yep.
And
I didn't even see this color combination. I don't think.
Yeah, this is like the Delta Dolce Vita colors, black and orange.
Exactly.
Do they do black caps or is it black body and orange cap? I don't remember.
I think it's black. I think it's black cap. I think.
Never had a bad pilot nib? Yeah, great. I'm glad.
Yeah.
They're rare, but I just was taking all of them out of the market for a few years there at the beginning. Yeah, it's a little baby pen. Super tiny little thing. Thumb-sized. And it does post, but you have to really smash it on there to get it to stay. This one, you can't casually put it on there. So I haven't filled it with ink yet. It's eyedropper only.
So yeah, Mike first got it, and he's like, she's right. It's not going. And so... This does not sound very humble. I've worked with lots of acrylic pens, and so I know how. I mean, I know
she knows when they're
the
gonna break.
force that you can use and not have an issue. They're sturdier than you think, especially when something this small is actually going to be sturdier, just because, it's thicker than you actually think. But you just have to do a little extra, that little tiny extra is going to be enough, and now it's going to be soft. I mean, it can pop off for sure, obviously, but yeah, you just have to do a little extra than you probably think that you want to at first.
Dustin, I don't think she's gonna. She's only got the one. She sent it to me because she hates it. So I don't think she's gonna buy a second. But yeah, it's a cute little thing. One of these days I'll fill it up. I haven't decided. I've only had it a couple of days, and it's been a stressful week here at Shea Madison's. We haven't really done a whole lot of that stuff.
I feel like you could put an orange in it.
I mean, or a black, right?
Or black. But I think that because you might be able to see it based on the thinness of the...
You can definitely see through yours.
That's why I thought maybe an orange.
Probably should have put pink in yours, but I didn't think about
whatever. Next time.
Yeah. The second one...
This one is...
Katie,
stop putting your...
Can we get your butt off the camera? Can you take her off the desk, maybe?
She's going to be yeeted?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, we don't need the Katie butt cam
This
here.
one is sturdier than you think as well, for obvious reasons when I tell you.
Yeah, so this is a little pen by Enso, which doesn't have any brand.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was until Mike told me.
Yeah. So, oh wait. It says
there. Is that on the?
What is that?
It's on the inside. It's on the.
Yeah, it's on the
the section.
It's on the inside of the threads.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah. So this is only Katie. Yeah. Oof. I would not pay for that subscription.
No, I don't think.
Not given what I know
Katie.
she's going to show you. So this is the Enso, and I forget what this one's called, but it's like the I don't know, extra small slim something. And so yeah, XS minimalist fountain pen. So this is a XS minimalist pocket fountain pen in Ultim. So this is Ultim, and Ultim is an extremely strong acrylic. Another miss for you, huh? What is it you don't care for about this one? Because it seems, I mean, it seems pretty cool. I kept trying to unscrew it, and it wouldn't work because like it just turns. This one just pops off. Has a little bitty nib there. Actually looks like a Kaweco nib, but it's a Bach nib. You see a little goat. Yeah. The goat. And then to post it, you gotta really...
See, that was my issue is when I was trying to press it on the back, it didn't seat properly, and literally this part went flying across. Like, it went far.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed to do that. She chucked it across the room.
It was lots of feet. It went flying. And Mike's like, what did you... And it's perfectly fine. It didn't land nib down. Even if it was nibbed down, I could fix it, but still. No,
it does feel like it might be a little bit out of whack.
Oh, shush. It's fine.
I don't know. That feels okay. But here it feels very rough, so I don't know. But it's a pretty fine pen anyway, nib anyway. But yeah, this is a cute little pen, and you can machine Ultim extremely thin, as you can see here, and it's still like very sturdy. Like it doesn't... At the very edge, I can feel a little bit of give maybe if I squeeze pretty hard, but like everywhere else, this is a very sturdy pen, so you can really make this stuff thin as heck.
That's too small.
Yeah, too small makes sense. I mean, it is a tiny little pen. You're not going to want to write a novel with this, but it's actually it feels pretty good. It feels okay. I haven't written with it.
What about this? Would you write a novel with that?
I wouldn't write much with this. It's just too small. Like, I have to brace it against the inside of my hand. It's so wee. Yeah. But start drawing up the divorce papers? Why is that?
See, for me, it's...
Oh, because she launched a pen across the room?
Oh, yeah.
It survived fine. And if she breaks the nib, she can always fix it.
Yeah.
So...
It's steel, though. It'd be harder, too. It might not be...
it'd be fine.
Perfectly the same.
It'd be fine. But yeah, this little O-ring on the back, I think if the O-ring was a little bit smaller, or they machined the back a little bit smaller, because it's really tough to... It's really tough to cram this on the back. Like, once it's on there, it's not going to come off.
But that's the good thing. It's not going to come off, and you're not... It's a pen. It's a pen now. Yeah. The length is fine, but...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that that's on there, what is this the same length as? Let's see. Like an Eco? It's not that far off from an Eco.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very, very decent size when you post it there.
Here she comes. She's back.
Nope. So yeah, this is an interesting little pen. And I do love Ultim, so that'll be fun to try out. It'll be fun to try out.
I might get a piece of chocolate. I'm sort of hungry.
I'm just gonna do that.
I'm gonna get a piece of chocolate. Do you want a piece of chocolate?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, because I'm talking.
Okay, well I'll be talking. Oh, my stomach is growling so much.
Wow. She's telling herself there. And the last one is an Asvine. This is the V126, which Asvine is a brand that I have been a little tempted to pick up pens from because they very, very strongly resemble other pens. Like, it's clear that, like, when I took it out, I'm like, oh, this is...
What are you talking about?
This is obviously wants to be an 823, right? So it's a vacuum filler. They've got the same clip on there. The banding is slightly different, but extremely close. Like, this is just... It's like they scrubbed the branding off of an 823 until you get to, like, the nib and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's different. Although the nib is about the same size, actually. So it's one of those, and they have some where they've like definitely copied conids and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't like to do that kind of stuff. Like, it feels icky. So good, yeah. I mean, but you know what else is good is also the original. I don't really like it when brands knock off other brands. You know, this one is like shorter. It's smaller in a bunch of directions than the 823. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't copy it entirely. Like, you know, it's a head smaller and that sort of thing. An interesting thing that we noticed when we were talking about it on one of the streams this week is that these the nib units are interchangeable with narwhals.
Oh yeah, that's what they asked. Yeah.
So you can unscrew the nib units here. Ass fine. Yeah. It's as fine, I guess. So this nib unit, like this housing and stuff, is just like narwhals. Really? Yeah, like if you took those side by side and put them there, they look just the same.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. The nibs are different. Like they're different at the shoulders. Like, they're definitely not the same nib.
What's the unit, the housings?
The thing about that is, I don't have one handy, but when I was taking those apart, if you look really closely, I'd like to. I mean, I'm gonna try it. You can see that like there are these little notches here at the back on the nipple bit, on the front and back, and then there's this little dot, which is where it's like pushed out of the injection molder.
Yeah.
On the narwhal ones, like everything's kind of the same except for the dot is slightly different, like it's in a different place. So unless there's some variability about that, and I don't know why there would be with that kind of like process. It looks like they're making the same, like almost exactly the same thing, but just like on their own machine or something, or somebody else's machine. Like it's not injection molded in the same mold, even though it looks the same.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So yeah, still worry about them making it. Yeah, I mean, but they say they do, and so like I don't know. I can't prove them wrong, so I don't know. Yeah.
Well, there's in-house and like people claiming their specs as in-house as well. Like that depends on what your definition is. It seems like.
Yeah, to have the nibs made. Yeah, so they say they make them in-house. So like I don't know what the truth is about that. Some folks are like, no, they don't make them in-house. I'm like, but they keep saying they do, and I haven't been there to see that they're not. So I don't know. I'm not gonna like say they don't. So I don't know, man.
And maybe it's just semantics of what you consider it to be. I don't know.
Yeah, but made in the same factory, I would say like it'd be weird if they're making them in the same factory to the same spec and not in the same like tooling, you know? And if they were made in the same tools, I would think that those things would match, and they don't. So it's interesting, you know. I don't know what the answer to the question is, but yeah, I just it's not what I would buy, and I'm a little bit leery of doing like review of stuff like that because I don't want to endorse like companies taking other companies' design language in this kind of way. You know, I don't like it. So, you know, I'll try it out, but I'm like, I'm not a little wishy-washy about what I would do about it. You know? So, yeah. So, 2 of these I'm definitely gonna, you know, use, and maybe I'll make video about them because they're kind of fun and weird. And the other one, like, I don't know, I'm gonna try it out, but I'm a little on the fence. You know?
Well, it's still good to know and try it just as something that you know and have in hand as a comparison tool, just to see how other things are, just to know. Yeah, at the very least.
Specs are in-house and Vaco makes it in-house. I know, right? Like, I wouldn't say they're made in-house. And if Vaco's like, oh yeah, we make our nibs, I'll be like, do you though? Like, what does that mean? Because I definitely know of some brands that are, like they say they're, you know, in-house, but they are absolutely not. And they're like, oh yeah, they're in-house, but they're made by this other company. I'm like, it's not in your house then. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they have them made, but to their own specs. That's interesting because I've never heard them say that before, which is interesting.
Say what?
Roy asked him directly, apparently, but I guess that's Navalur or Narwhal. So I don't know. Does it feel like they're going too fast? I don't know. I mean, like the Narwhal factory has been making like OEM stuff for a long time. Like been making pens for other people for a long time, I think. So I don't know. I really like the big narwhals, the Nautilus. I think that's a great pen. But you know. Yeah. 18283, but can afford exactly one, so you don't have to clear demo. Yeah, no reason not to.
And that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
One costs a lot more than the other.
A whole lot.
And there are some people who are in the market for one that can afford.
Sure.
I have heard the same. You know, what people think is morally right, or not morally right, but I think
it's an ethical issue.
Yeah.
Like for me, but like, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your cash.
But not everyone can afford that. So
that's true, but I mean at the same time, like I can't afford a Maserati, so I just don't have one. You know, like I don't know, it's not the same thing. I don't know. So like, you know, do what you want.
Yeah. At the end of the day, get what you want.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yep.
Not about that anyway.
No.
It's your cash. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it.
Yep.
But like, I'm not going to get like the, I don't know, what was it, Mahone A2 or whatever. There's just like a direct copy of the Vanishing Point, and like you can like trade the nibs out, you know, that kind of thing. Like, it feels bad, man. It feels bad to me.
To you, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, I'm eating Christmas chocolate, Easter chocolate here.
Okay, you can do that. Yeah. So anywho, Wing Sung is more of a ripoff. I don't know if you can get. I mean, this is extremely close. I don't know that one, but yeah, like Wing Sung. So the thing about like Wing Sung and is that they have like
the machines, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Wing Sung that has the actual machines from like the Parker 51.
Yeah.
Or is that Jin Hao? I want to say it's Wing Sung. I want to say it's Wing Sung.
I don't remember. It's one of those two, though.
Yeah, and so like they make a whole bunch of like Parker 51 clones, but they're actually making them on the Parker 51 machine, which I'm like, it's not a clone. You're just making Parker 51s at that point, you know? So
that's true.
Yeah. But you know, it wouldn't be true about a vanishing point. I don't know. You might feel that way about a vanishing point too. You know.
That's the other thing is, as a nib person, writing experience that way is very important to me.
Yeah.
And likely in this instance, you're probably not going to get the same from a pilot as you are from one that is a clone of it. So
yeah, I don't think nibwise the Asvine is going to hang with the 823, but also I think almost nothing hangs with the 823. So.
And a lot of people who get these ones that are similar to others have had to learn what to do to the nibs because they don't come how they want it right out of the box.
Yeah.
So if that's okay with you, that's another thing you have to take into consideration. Is you might have to play around with it too.
Yeah, probably.
Whereas another one you might not. You should not have to. Because
Hero, and I think Hero and Wing Sung are the same. I think they're like sub brands of the same thing. It's a little bit murky, but what about patent expiration? Yeah, that's. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm just saying like I don't like it. You know, I don't like it. It's so in a certain way, like it's like a generic, I guess you could say, or maybe not. I don't know about the 823, but like the vanishing point, like probably that counts as a generic or something. And I'm like, that's cool for Advil, but I don't know if it's cool or like ibuprofen. But I don't know. Like I'm conflicted about it personally, and so that's why I don't do it. But like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Yep.
You know. Got a name one without a clip. See how a clipless VP would generally feel. Yeah, I get it. Like those are the clip is the problem with the vanishing point. Like if there's a problem, it's the clip.
I hate the clip.
Yeah, it's in the wrong place for a lot of people. For me, it's great, but for people who don't have a like standard tripod grip, it's in the wrong place. So I get it. I get it. And also, I gotta say, like Pilot doesn't sell that kind of thing. Like they don't sell it with that one problematic feature for people removed. And so like you get one of those out of clip, I'm like, okay, like Pilot should make one without a clip, and then I'd be like, well, don't get the other one. But
in that case, it's a different product. Like it's one where they get rid of an issue. So in that case, I think that's totally fine because I don't like the clip either. So
I gotta say, I think I'm fine with that. Like I think that's a big enough difference. Like it's a difference that makes a difference. Yeah. And not just like, well, it's a little bit shorter, or it doesn't have this one facet or something. Like it's got a major difference. Yeah. I don't know. I think that makes a difference, but I don't know. And then we can point out like the olden days when like Mont Blanc and Sailor and Pilot and Platinum were like all copying each other.
Of each other. Yep.
And I'm like, and my official stance is like, yeah, that sucks, and they shouldn't have done that. Yeah. So, but that was also ancient history, and they've like it's water under the bridge, and what are you gonna do? They're all just kind of like those pens are all kind of generically shaped pens now. So like I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough to. It's a personal decision. It's just I get it. Interesting. Some of the Chinese companies go more the. I don't know Hongdian. That's not a company that I'm real familiar with. I've heard the name, but
are they the ones that are on Amazon a lot? Is it that one or no? I could be wrong.
I don't know. Don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of creativity out there, and like when the Chinese companies, like I know a lot of these names are like kind of like Chinese company names or whatever, but I don't think it's like. I don't want anybody to take it as I think it's like some kind of cultural failing or artifact or something. It's just there's a lot of manufacturing in that part of the world, and it's a massive market and a huge place.
Massive.
Right? So
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like
things. Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah. I'm not a person to be like, there's a lot of Chinese knockoffs. Like I'm not going to use that term because I don't think it's important. Like, I don't think that's the important part about it. I don't want a U.S. company to knock them off either, or a German one, or a Lithuanian one. I don't care. I'm just like, make a new thing,
But also, the one thing that I can say that I do not like is when places will try and do the exact, like, write Lamy on something and make it that I don't think is okay.
Yeah, I think that's never okay. If you make
a product that looks just like it, but you put whatever name that you've chosen, the least the consumer knows what they're getting and is not that.
Yeah.
So that I'm just not okay with. Cloning name, trying to get it as exact as possible. Yeah. No.
Then you're just straight up lying about what you're selling people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my night market Mont Blancs.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That I got that is a different situation because we know what it is.
Well, it says Mont Blancs on it, and it's obviously not a Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like a Magna box from
it's just
The Simpsons.
I think it's really interesting that they picked a pen that is also inexpensive to like. I mean, I guess they get away with it because.
Oh, you mean the Safari?
Yeah,
a
Safari, other inexpensive pen that get knocked off often, but
Yeah, I had one. Oh, here we go. I have one that's kind of like one of those Lamy knockoffs. So this is
that we got at
Five Below.
Five Below, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like a clear knockoff of the Lamy Joy. It doesn't say like the Lamy Joy actually doesn't say Lamy on it either, as far as I know. So this is like just clearly. I mean, they're like, hey, here's a not Lamy Joy. Of course, it was like $1.
Yeah.
And it also is garbage. Like
it is
they just don't
it's
write.
Not. Yeah, it doesn't.
It was like a 2-pack for $1, and they're almost worth that much. So, you can put them in a cabinet or something because it is a nice ombre pattern. Like it's a pretty little sunset thing going on here. It's garbage and doesn't work, but it looks pretty. So.
Yeah, Carol now has an extra fine on the narwhal because the S fine fits on it.
There's the other two. Or there's the other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of them write. So they don't even write with the cartridge they came with, which was some weirdo cartridge.
Some random that doesn't even fit. Like, we don't even know what, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, so it's no good. Yeah. But, so like, if you're going to make a knockoff and then it's also garbage, like, that's kind of sucks twice, but I don't know. We got it for $1 to see what happened.
Yeah, to see if they even worked.
And the answer is that they do not. So.
And that's unfortunate because then that's the way you're getting people who are curious enough to get that and have such a bad experience that they're like, well, I'm not getting these again. So that they could have been
fountain pens
interested in it.
Yeah. Actually, I've been running into that a little bit on. I've been on Blue Sky a lot, which is they have like a really nice little fountain pen community sort of thing over there. Yeah, so you can on Blue Sky, which is like kind of one of these like social media networks has grown up around the failure of Twitter. It's got like this nice like kind of it's a fountain pen feed essentially, and so if you mention fountain pens or like some related stuff, and I don't know all the terms, then it like gets pulled into this feed, which is interesting. And you get people and they're like, oh yeah, every fountain pen is like scratchy and horrible or something. I'm like, oh cool, let's chat about that, and like which ones you've tried and that sort of thing. And so you get like anybody who mentions a fountain pen, like it comes into that feed, and then like those of us who are on that feed and like our fountain pen people can like, oh hey, let's like guide you to an awesome thing. So yeah, if you buy one of these like terrible Lamy Joys and you're like, this is garbage, I just wasted money, why would I buy the more expensive version that looks just like this? Certainly it'll work the same, right? No, it won't. It'll actually work instead of not working.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Blue Sky Fountain Pen Feed. I know. I think Becky actually is the one who got me on that. So Blue Sky. Yeah, so Blue Sky is just kind of, I mean, it's kind of up and coming. It's kind of like Twitter. Until very recently you had to have an invite. It's newish. But, and it's also not the same kind of thing as Discords. Like Discords are like individual communities, and like Slack is like an individual community, whereas Blue Sky is just everything.
Like Twitter.
It's like Twitter.
It's just
less horrible than Twitter, at least so far. So anyway, it's basically a Faber-Castell Ambition. Yeah, I don't like that because I mean, like, you can buy Faber-Castell Ambition. I don't know. Whatever. It's up to you. You do your thing, but that's I don't know. I was listening to the Gourmet Pens podcast because I really like check out the Gourmet Pens Club podcast on your podcast app of choice. I think it's a really good podcast and I enjoy it. And they were talking about they had like been talking about like small makers and that sort of thing, and then they had a bunch of comments from other people about like questions for small makers, and they had like a bunch of info from small makers. And one of the things that these makers kept saying over and over again was, hey, we're a small community, and if you try to commission a pen from me and you don't like my price, don't like take a picture of that and like show it to another maker and be like, hey, make this for less, because we talk and we know, and that's not cool. And it's weird how many of them had the same thing, like, stop asking us to copy other people's, or don't ask other people to copy my stuff.
That happens in the nail polish community as well, where it's like, do you want this nail polish that isn't made anymore by somebody, and you ask a different maker to make that, and it's
And there was a on the Pen Addict Slack, there were folks being like, I can't believe that ever happens. I'm like, yeah, but you got these like big markets for like Jinhaos and Ass Vines and Hongdian and that stuff. I'm like, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, take this design language but make it cheaper for me, and it's the same kind of thing to me. So I wasn't surprised that happens.
No.
I was surprised that all of them mentioned it. Like, it must happen more than I even thought.
Yeah.
And like, that's rough. If you're like, hey, this small maker who's like a person making it, like
one person who's,
themselves, hey, rip them off. I know you probably know them, but like, rip it off. That's wild to me. But you know, commission of pins can be shipped to you today. That's awesome.
Oh.
Glad to hear that. When will there be an Ink Dependence podcast? I mean, I've been on some podcasts, but I'm not going to start my own. I don't know that the internet needs another white bearded guy talking about anything on a podcast. Frankly, there's plenty of people like me talking about stuff. I don't know, but I'll guest on most of them.
This is mostly a podcast-ish, you know. Just listen to it instead.
I guess you could, but I'm not putting it on podcast player, so.
That's true.
This is way more loosey-goosey.
That is true.
Julie's waiting on an erasable fountain pen ink. There is erasable fountain pen ink, actually. So, you know, your wait is over. Ta-da.
It's now.
It's now, and it's 70 years ago. Like, it's been around for a long time. So you'll find some it's a cat cast with pens. Yeah, sometimes. So there are a lot of, especially blues out there, which they call them erasable blues. And there's like an eraser.
I want to erase my blues away.
Here it is, actually.
Get it?
Right here.
Get it?
I did get that.
Okay, good.
And then you get a thing like this from Faber-Castell, which has been talked about there. And you use this end to just erase the blue you don't want there. Just takes it completely off. And then you use this end to write over that in a blue that doesn't get erased. So this has been a thing, not in the U.S. Like, this is rare in the U.S. I didn't even know this was a thing, and then somebody gave me this. But you can buy these in like every, you know, drugstore and Stop and Go in Germany or whatever. Like, they're all over the place. So yeah, does exist, Julie. Does exist, which is kind of neat. We did not talk about the Retro 51 Mercury 7. I kind of left that off the list because, like, I don't know. It's okay.
Everyone already knows my opinion, because
no, they don't.
I have a very specific aesthetic for my Retro 51s. Is the thing.
Yeah, so this is new this week. Still, they made a ton of these, like 1,958 of them to match the year that they flew.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot. So this is the Mercury 7. I think it looks. I'm a little on the fence about it. Like, I haven't felt the need to go out and get it, and I have a lot of retros, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. You know, I don't know. But they made it to match the iconic Mercury 7 astronaut flight suit, which was like futuristic looking, and I mean, it looked like this actually. So. Just kind of futuristic looking. It's known for like its bright white straps and boot and helmet and that kind of stuff. And like, there's this famous picture of them, of the astronauts in it. I think it's pretty cool. I like the white ends.
Yeah, I like the white.
I think that looks really good. It's very sharp, but I'm not as drawn to the space suit ones as I am to the spaceship ones. You know. So there's the finial 40 years ago, etc. I think there's 1,958 pieces. Oh, for the year NASA was established. That makes more sense. Yeah, 1958. So, yeah, I think it's neat, but I don't know if I have to have it. I mean, well, maybe I'll get one. I don't know. I'm still, like I said, I'm on the fence. But
I just don't really get any of the space ones.
It's not your aesthetic. You don't care about space stuff as much. Yeah. So, yeah.
Maybe I should, but... Yeah.
Retro 51's getting overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, like I said in that comment on your post on the Instagram or YouTube, like, yeah, there's a lot. I know there are people who are like, I got to catch every one, and I am not going to be one of those people. That would be wild to me. That's so hard to do. So
I'll save that for Marty.
Julie says, what? I should have asked sooner. Quick ask for a pony or something. Yeah, you never know. Maybe your dreams will come true. I don't have a pony for you. Sorry.
No, we don't have a pony. No.
But like, look, if things already exist and I know about them, I'll tell you about them. So yeah, there is erasable fountain pen ink. It's fairly common. Not as common here as it is otherwise, but yeah. Good. Free trip to visit Mike and Audrey. Come on up. You can stay in our guest room. You can pet the cats and dog. Yeah, have good times. It's right over there. So yeah. All right. So there you go. Top section of Retro 51s remind me a lot of Ralph von Faber-Castell's luxury pens. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see what the graphs look like. I don't think it's copied. This is just like a knurled thing that you can twist.
Knurled.
Let's see. I know they do have a top thing. I guess they have a ridge around the top, like this up here. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the same. Now, if you had a pen that had like this cap, I'd be like, that's a very recognizable clip and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are going to be other pens out there that are guilloche, you know, like I don't think that's it. I think like, you know, I think there are some things that are like borderline cases, but I don't think that one's one. I think they're good. Retro needs to stop pumping out those limits to recover the purchase price. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, anyway, thank you to Carol for sending these on.
Yeah. Sparked a good conversation. Sparked some interesting things on the table here for sure. So it's pretty cool.
Some pens that people might not have seen anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Like that Enzo one, I'd never seen that.
Yeah, no,
I don't keep track of Enzo that much. There's been a few Enzos that have been like, oh, that's really cool. So what I did one years ago that was like, it was like kind of torpedo shaped.
Is the one that lined up? Is that them? Am I thinking of somebody else?
No, it's probably something else.
Okay.
No, this is like a black ebonite one. It just had like a metal finial on one side.
Okay.
It reminded me a little bit of the Pocket 66 actually. Well, I mean, it was different in some ways, but it was interesting.
Storm's taking out the internet. So no, Becky.
Yikes. So
Scraggles would be so scared.
Yeah, she does not like thunder.
She does not like thunder and lightning.
Doesn't like that. You are. I are what?
Welcome, hopefully.
Oh, good. Yeah. Only so many ways to make a pen at some point.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I looked at the bottom and not the top one.
Oh. Yeah, there's only so many ways to make a pen. Like a cigar-shaped pen is going to be, it's cigar-shaped. They're not knocking off cigars. They're just making a thing like that. But I think there are some like smaller things that I think are kind of like are particular to a pen. Like, I don't know, like this, like I think this clip is pretty iconic pilot clip, you know? So when you see it on another pen, it's like the same kind of shape. You're like, oh, that's a pilot clip, you know? Yeah. Things like the bands and stuff like that. I don't know. The banding doesn't
depends on
like. There's only so many things like, you know, if you're like not allowed to put 2 bands on a pen, like I think that's too
specific.
That's too specific, right? Because like, oh, we got 73 bands on this pen because that's the only way we can do it and not copy. Like I think that would be too much. You know?
And it's subjective of what is too close. You know.
Yeah, and I think it's subjective and that sort of thing. And so Kickstarter, you have to confuse. And so has definitely done a bunch of Kickstarters. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe that wasn't Enso. It was the same one that had the Ixion. That's not Enso. That's somebody else. Starts with an N. I'm thinking of a whole different thing.
Nexus?
I haven't had.
Not
Nexus.
Shoot.
Namisu.
Yep. Thanks, Christine.
Namisu. Oh, does somebody put it up there? Yeah. Namisu's.
Yep.
Yeah, Namisu. They had some cool pens. They were a Kickstarter. I'm sure Enso did some Kickstarter stuff too. I've seen some that Kimberly had. She had some like really nice like etched metal ones from Enso. And I'm like, oh, those are cool. But I didn't buy any of them from her. I was very tempted, but I didn't. So I'm not surprised. I mean, it's as far as I know, it's like a small enterprise, and Kickstarter is really good for that. So yeah. You missed the baboon and weasel cartoon? I don't know what that means. Is that a thing from Enso? I don't know what that means, man.
I don't know.
It sounds great. All right, folks. Hey, what is this?
Extra crust for Scraggles to help with anxiety?
Aw, well, it's not raining, but we'll
we
definitely
don't
give
have
her some.
It, but no, we'll definitely give her.
Yeah, we'll definitely give her some crust. Thank you so much.
Aw,
really appreciate
you, Ruth.
that.
Aw.
Thank you. Oh, there was a Namisu this spring? I missed it. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I thought there was one recently that they did
Really?
on Kickstarter again. Yeah.
Interesting. I've liked the Namisus I've used. I'm probably going to sell my Ixion, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to. Oh, there's this was this?
That's a little chonk.
Yeah, April 16th last updated. So this is
No.
new-ish. Well, that was updated then. I don't think. I think it's.
Okay. You can says pre-order.
Oh, this isn't a fountain pen. This is another thing.
Just a pocket pen.
Yeah, sometimes after a thing ends,
They
you
have
can.
it, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Can I? 13 created. Titanium mechanical pencil. Okay. Titanium fountain pen. Probably this one, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, this is the grade 5 titanium. I never even heard of this one.
No.
Interesting. The Ixion. Oh, that project was canceled. Oh.
Oh.
Huh, I wonder if it just didn't make it or if there's some other thing going on. That's interesting. The Nova. That's the. Jeez. Katie, can you not?
This cat just
That
Came
she's
in like a cannonball.
full on cannonball mode. Yeah, interesting.
Scruggs doesn't want the internet to fall out. That's for sure.
No, she likes the internet.
The pocket pen is both fountain pen and ballpoint.
Oh, okay.
Apparently Spider-Man goes that.
This one's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always dubious about magnetic caps because they don't usually have a good seal.
Yeah, that's
but
a weird hole.
I like it. I like it. You know, it looks like a Dyson fan.
It looks like a Dyson fan.
They made a Dyson fan into a pen. I like that. I think that's fun. Why not? Futuristic aesthetic indeed. Yeah, I mean, early backer price of £55. The thing about Namisus are also like, they usually have a good price.
The thing I am unsure about is that I would rather have a converter than having a cartridge only.
Is it
because
cartridge
of the
only?
space. I mean, based on the spacing, I'm guessing it's going to be one only. I would rather have space there in a converter than no space and fan and
has thick wall construction, no thin walls. I mean, it's titanium. You can do a thin wall.
Yeah, you can do thin wall with titanium.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But also sometimes just like they've also got an aluminum and steel. Oh, interesting. I like how the clip I like it when the clip aligns. That's a thing I'm into. They haven't showed the inside of one yet.
No.
There we go. Short cartridges or the
No,
converter.
that's a no.
I mean, the converters. I mean, well, if you can use the whole converter, that's kind of okay, I guess. But I would just refill cartridges.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a cool looking pen.
Well, no, I'm just saying no because I mean, I'll use a pocket pen as a pocket pen. They're just making this for having a hole in it. I'm just don't give me the hole.
The hole is neat.
No.
It's neat. Look, it's not gonna be for everybody for sure. But I think it's cool. I think that's neat. Pre-order here. Oh, you can get it. Yeah. Oh, that's actually not bad. £59 plus shipping. Not bad. I don't know if that is in US. Oh, 114. No. The future price is going to be 114 retail. But yeah, that seems like a very, very good price. That's cute.
It's a little chunk.
It is a little chunker. I kind of like it.
I like the little
It's
chunk.
gonna be cartridge only.
That's the thing. It's that we know it's supposed to be a cartridge only. That's fine.
Oh, I'm not showing it. Each one is both.
Oh, sorry.
That's cool. So I guess it comes with both. Converts to a fountain pen. Converts fountain pen to ballpoint. Add-on available after the campaign. Oh, interesting. So you can get it as an add-on later for £10 to make it into a ballpoint. It's cool. I like that.
I want the petrol.
Yeah?
I want petrol. I want a chunky petrol.
I think I'd probably get bead blasted. I like that. This looks pretty hot. All right, maybe we have to get one. We're gonna get a little petrol one.
Look at that little chunky petrol.
Okay, that's cute. I like it. You know what? Fine. Uh-oh, they got an Ultim, Audrey.
Uh-oh. Clipless version?
Clipless Ultim. Nah, I think I like the petrol one. I mean, I love Ultim. I'm very tempted by Ultim and titanium, but like that petrol's pretty cool. All right, maybe we'll have to look at that. So yeah, I'm glad we took that little detour over here to Namisu. So anyway, fun stuff. Scotland even better. Dutch and Scottish get along great. Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, it said Edinburgh. So yeah.
Edinburgh. So yeah, good stuff. Katie has taken over the desk again.
Her poor belly.
This is where Katie likes to get scritches.
This is cat belly scritch area.
She loves this.
Yeah, she does. She's gonna lick the lotion off my hand again.
Yeah, she came rocketing over my shoulder over here and rocked the whole thing.
They claim it can be eyedropper, huh?
Probably the Ultim one. I don't know about the others. I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do it. Well, titanium. I could probably do it in titanium.
I'm not sure.
I have a. I have to ask
Ian.
Yeah,
I'm sure is done.
I have a Conklin All-American that's what do you call it? Just full clear demonstrator. And that one has a metal thing on the inside, like in the section. Yeah. And it said it could be eyedropper, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I think it's going to corrode. And it turned out it was fine.
Huh?
I left it eyedroppered for like, I don't know, months and months just to see if it would corrode itself. Yeah. And what did I put in there? I think I put in like Private Reserve or something like that, which is, I mean, fine, but boutique anyway, and not like as hard controlled as some others. And
like Waterman.
Yeah, it's not like safe like Waterman. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, maybe it could cause a problem. Didn't. I was actually really surprised. So, Yeah, sometimes you can eyedropper stuff you don't know you can eyedropper, but I don't think I would do it with this. I don't like eyedroppering pens I can't see through. I have one pen that's... I take it back. I've got a few pens now that are eyedroppered.
Yeah.
Hey, Nose. What's up, bud?
Hi, Nose.
Come here.
Food? Come here. Come
Come on
get some
in.
food. There he is. No, you're not Nose. This is Nose.
Nose said hi.
Yeah, he does.
Come closer. I'll pick you up. Come here. Come here. Nose, come here. He's like, no, I'm just going to stand here. He's not doing it. No dice. Would you like some food? Yeah, maybe he'll eat a food.
He just meowed, so there's that.
Hey, Raven Light, $2.
Aw,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raven.
Now it can be Scritches time. Yes, indeed. Cat likes Scritches.
Yeah.
Chris says, love the FC Extra Fine Sig. Thanks.
Oh, good. Thanks. Yeah, we're finishing out the Shadow Sig nibs as well. So if you want any of the Shadow ones, whatever we have left is what we have left is what we have left of those, because we are changing to the, speaking of Raven, the Raven nibs. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Shadow ones are a little bit more gray, a little bit less shiny black as the
more
the
like
Ravens.
a deep charcoalish.
Sugar Turtle. Nose Foods. Oh, thanks. That will buy him a couple of little fancy foods.
We will hand feed him.
Look, don't think I haven't.
No, right?
So, yeah, thanks. Join the Patreon too. Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Thanks, and welcome to the Discord community. Go over and say hi on Discord. The community on Discord is fun.
Oh yeah.
Julie, did you ever figure out Discord? If not, let me know. Maybe I can send you an invite to our private Discord. I can let family in, I guess.
You're me, and I'm not a patron. That's for sure.
True, Audrey's not paying for this.
I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, the Shadow Nibs are the older ones that were like kind of black, but not. Yeah, they look like this. I just happen to have one in front of me. So the Shadow are like this, and the Raven are more black.
They're black and shinier.
They're even blacker.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just join the Patreon. Oh, yeah. No, you already said that. Good. Oh, come here. Hey, old man. Gotcha.
Lay on your chest.
Lay on my chest?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Good boy. He's doing some purring.
Yeah.
So... This is our nose pants that we were talking about earlier on. Yep. Yeah, it's a good Discord. It's a safe Discord to get your feet wet on Discords.
Yeah.
Every community is different, but our Patreon Discord is only the best people. So and I know that they are the best because they have given me at least $1. Or they're Audrey, but I already knew she was the best. So.
I mean, I am biased. I think Mr. Nose is the best. And I'm not too shabby.
If Nose wanted to be on the Discord, I would let him.
You would?
I would give him an invite.
I would definitely give him an invite.
I know.
Katie,
he's too skinny.
I don't know about you. You're a lotion licker. I don't know.
He is too skinny. He has lost a little bit of weight since the last time we took him in. No, we don't like that. But also, he hadn't eaten that day, and he hadn't really been eating the few days before. I mean, he'd eat some, but not as much as I want.
Yeah.
They claim he ate a can and a half of fancy cat food. Hey, Dustin, thanks so much.
Thank you. Trio waterbucks and brahe and beans to you too.
Oh, by the way, if you are wanting to get brahe, I am getting a little bit low. I think I've only got
you don't have much left.
I've only got 7 of them left or something like that. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's getting down to the bottom.
Yeah.
If all goes well, though, I don't know. Should I say this news?
Sure. I mean, you don't have it, but you do it.
Many people, people who've hung on this long. I don't know how many people are watching here. We got
5.
66. Okay, look, we lost a lot of people, and that's fine.
I get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
People are. It's dinner time. People are coming home and they're gonna eat some food.
How does one shrunken a kitten? I don't know. Good boy. So people have been clamoring for the return of my first ink, which was Cheerio Water Bus. And coincidentally, not too long ago, I got an email from Mate over at Pannonia, and he said, hey, that blue pigment has been discontinued, but I did find enough in my stock to do another run.
One run. Last run.
So this will probably almost certainly be the last run of Cheerio Water Bus. I don't have it yet. I won't have it for a while, just because stuff has to be made and mixed and all that jazz. It'll probably be, I don't know, I'm guessing June. I don't have a firm timeline, but I'm guessing probably June before it comes in. But, save $20 up or something to get some water bus if you want. It'll be a normal amount of it, I think. I haven't talked exactly, but whatever he's got left, we'll do that. We're also making some little improvements. One of the things that I was always a little bit not quite satisfied with was with Cheerio Water Bus is it has this like extremely fine like nano pigment in it. The blue.
In it, yeah.
And it's so much finer than regular shimmer that it can be a real bear to actually mix up in the ink. Like you'll see it on the bottom for a long time. You gotta like shake the absolute crap out of it. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking to him about that. I'm like, is there anything you think we could do about it? And we came with the idea of like sometimes you might need a little agitator. So we're gonna get some little like we're gonna add some little beads to the mix, like little glass beads to the mix. So there'll be something in there to A, keep it from like packing down as hard in the first place, and B, give it something like some weight to like move around in there. So we're gonna try that out and see if
Scraggle, stop eating
Scraggles
cat
ate
food.
Noses food. Scraggles, eat your own kibbles. Oh, no crust for you, young lady. Just kidding. I mean, you got a good crust.
Look, I mean, it was down there. I mean, it was on me. I didn't know she'd come in.
Future Lammy incident? No, it's not going to be that. The dye is the same. It's just we can't get the pigment. Yeah. That's the stuff that doesn't mix in. So we can't get it. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do a different thing. So anyway, it'll be a little bit more agitated, perhaps. A little bit easier to use.
I'm definitely more easily agitated.
Than you were when we first came out. In my 5-year journal,
Mike Lila.
3 years ago today, I think, is when I got Cheerio Water Bus. I have a note in there that says Cheerio Water Bus was delivered a day early. So, and I think that must have been...
Cheerio Water Bus, the first thing, 3 years ago?
I don't know if that was like a second shipment of it, because I think the first one was I got the first one just after Baltimore, I think. Because I had a table at that Baltimore Pen Show. And so yeah, that would have been 2020-ish, right? So yeah, I think well, I don't know, something like that. But I'm pretty sure it came in right after the Pen Show. So this must have been a second delivery of it. Yeah. Dogs look for opportunities. Not this one though. Scraggles is so picky.
She's picky, but she loves cat food.
It's true.
She likes cat treats. She likes cat food.
Yeah, she's basically a cat. Add a bivalve. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put anything more organic in there. I'm looking for more inorganic things to add to it.
Somebody asked a question or mentioned something a really long time ago. I just remembered because I didn't want to interrupt you and get you mad.
Good.
So
it's good. It's a good impulse. I like that.
Yeah, but I'm just remembering it now. I don't know if it was a Jeremy or somebody.
What was the question?
Said that they had an ink that was dry and they shook the bejesus out of it and found it wasn't as dry anymore.
Oh. Is
that a thing? Or am I crazy? Something like that.
I mean, I could see how that would happen if it had just been sitting there a long time.
You deal with more inks than I do, so that's why I wasn't to see what you thought about that.
I don't think I've had that experience, but it does sound like a thing that could happen. So, like, I mean, inks they don't usually have that many components, but like the component types they have could possibly do some separating. You do sometimes get dye separation in inks. Sometimes you get a little bit of like a
surfactant or something. That sort of.
Yeah, maybe the surfactant like was, I don't know, at the bottom or something of the column. Like I could see that. Yeah, I mean that's possible. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get a little bit of a particulate, like a fallout from an ink. Like the dye will like kind of like fall out a little bit and you like give it a shake and it just like redissolves. So yeah, I mean that could happen. Mm-hmm. I can see that happening, sure.
And if we miss any of your things in your chat, we're not trying like
just you can say it again.
Yeah.
Shake it up, baby. Yeah. Shake it up. Shake it good. Shake it real good. Yeah. So
we don't ever mean to, but there's always
sometimes I might mean to. Sometimes like, I don't care about that. But like usually it's just like there's more chats there. Cheerio Water Bus successor? No, it's gonna be the same, just plus some little glass beads.
I still have the successor in my head, so someday.
What do you mean? Oh, a new ink?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're still thinking about a new ink, so.
I've already thought of it.
The actual just document white completely separate. Yeah, document white is a weird one. The document ones are real weird. So that one I would see definitely separating. Or like pigmented inks that could totally settle out. That kind of thing. So yeah, I think it could totally happen. Yeah, I've never had that happen, but it makes sense.
We always have to sit here and have our things to play with. Mike's is making noise today, though. He's making this noise here, so.
I was being real annoying in class, I think, because I was playing with this during a presentation. I like had to like put the pen down and like get a different pen because this was just too.
It's almost 7:00.
Is it? Oh, holy smokes! Yeah, okay, we gotta go. Okay,
I have to order pizza.
Somebody said time flies up there. Tempest Fugit. So yeah, good to know because I was noticing mine doing that. Yeah, documents can totally do that, especially document white. That's a really weird one.
I know. You're still in here. That's nice.
Oh, hey, bud. Yeah, you're still down there.
Right over here.
No, your foot is in your food bowl. Are you wishing there was food in there? We tried to get you to eat it.
There's nothing in there because the dog ate it, so
Very clean.
you know.
Time do be. All right, folks. That's it. We got to go. Thanks very much for joining us today. Thanks for becoming patrons.
It's very
those
late
of you
for
did.
some people. So
It's true. It's true. We're gonna go eat some food.
Pizza time. We have a free personal size pizza
from our favorite place.
So we're probably gonna have that.
Yeah. So we're gonna get out of here. But thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you for all the super chats. All too nice. What?
Yeah. Every time I say thanks for joining us, you like bust in and interrupt me.
I do. I'm
just like, I don't remember what I was going to say next, but thanks for joining us. Now it's your line.
Thanks for all the super chats and all the best wishes for Mr. Nose.
Yeah.
We're all worried for him, and I know all of you are as well.
Yeah. So we're
the well wishes.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but like still on the verge of like freaking out all the time. So it's
normal.
It's fine. I will say I've lost 5 pounds this week. That's not even. I'm not even kidding.
Because we're always like, do you want to like make a meal? And we're like, no. It's too much.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. We will see y'all next time, which will be Tuesday next week. Friday, we'll see what happens.
Mike's done with teaching.
I'm done with teaching.
In-class teaching.
It's just grading time now, so I got to get my stuff together for the end of the semester. Hopefully, this next week goes very well, and I will be live streaming from Chicago next week. If not, then I'll be here doing this. So
you all understand. Hopefully, if you see Mike, that's a good thing.
You mean at Chicago? In
Chicago, yes.
Yeah. If I'm in Chicago, come and say hi.
Yeah.
I'll be hanging out.
I'll be there, no, I'll be there. Yeah.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Cheerio, Water Bus. Think what you put in the world, make it a better place.
3 minutes, the FC thing goes up. So check the website, see if there's anything you want to, pick up, and I'll be working on it on Monday.
For 45s, yeah.
Yep.
And the other one's later on. So.
Yep.
All right, that's it. Bye, everybody.
Hi, Cheerio, Water Bus. Brahe. Beans.
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 That's it. Bye, everybody.
Beans.